A very good morning to you all, wherever you're watching this channel from. This is the special interview coming to you live from THD TV. If you are joining me for the first time, my name is Haji Drame. I'm your host. And today we have a very important guest to discuss about. Like we always say, this is a platform that looks at the life of Gambians or non-Gambians who are doing very well in their respective fields. And before going any further, like we always do here, this is the TV in town, your baby TV. So all you need to do, subscribe to our channels. We're on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. You can send us your comments, what you feel about our videos. We are here for you to do the best thing for you. Don't forget to join THD. Without much ado, thank you so very much. Our guest today is the country director of DHL Gambia, Mr. Sehu Drame. Welcome to our studios, and it's a pleasure having you here.
Thank you very much, Haji, for the invitation. First of all, permit me to say how glad I am for being here today with THD, which is basically details of Haji Drame, a brother, a friend, and a member of our family, which is whom we are all proud of. So it's indeed an honor for me today, for me to be here with details of Haji Drame and speak about issues that are fundamental or critical in terms of our situation in the Gambia. So it's indeed an honor for me, Mr. Drame.
The pleasure is the same here. Okay. We also are glad to have you today on our studio, despite the the busy schedule. But at least you offer some time for us that tells your commitment to nation development. But first, before we go any further, there are many Gambians who will be watching you for the first time, and perhaps might thinking, a very young Gambian, leading this position. Who is Sehu Drame?
Yeah, thank you very much, Haji, for that interesting and important question. First of all, my name is Sehu Drame, born and raised in a small village called Diabougou from URR, right? So that's where I did my education, from Diabougou Primary School, from Diabougou Primary School to LK, from LK to Nusran High School, then from there to University of the Gambia, where I read political science, and right now I am doing my master's in procurement, logistics, and supply chain management. As you can fully recall, when we were in grade 6, if my mind can serve me well, I took first in the common entrance and you took second, right? You can fully remember, right? So that is indeed, it's an honor for me today to recall all those beautiful days that we lived together, having me with you today as your guest, in your company.
Yeah, I always tell people that it's hard to beat you in school. I used to do a lot of work behind the scene. Yeah. But whenever there's an examination, hey, that name will pop up as the winner of the election. First, we are proud of your achievement as well. You went through some important field and courses that you did. Political science. Now a country director of DHL. But before we come to all that, what were your previous work before getting into the the DHL?
Good. Thank you very much, Haji Drame, for that magnificent question. Before joining DHL, I worked for Bolloré Transport and Logistics, a French company. By then, they are looking for somebody who speaks at least 2 languages. And I was very advantaged at that period of time to be able to speak French and English as well. So during the interview, they asked me, are you able to express yourself in French? I said, yes. And the interviewer went on and started asking me questions in French. So the way I was articulating my message, he was really impressed and extended. He said, oh, this is the guy we are looking for. So that's why I started working with Bolloré. Almost 4 years, I was the Courier Express manager, handling both the inbound and outbound shipment for FedEx at the airport. Then from there, I was transferred to the port, handling, let's say, working with the clearing and foreign department in terms of clearing containers, cars, and personal effect at the port. So I was working with Bolloré for almost 4 years. Then I resigned and joined a company called Unity Remit, a company where I was the I was the transport manager, working for them almost a year. Then I got this offer with DHL as the country manager in the Gambia.
Yes. What were the qualifications the DHL was looking for? Because this is a position that not only Gambians do apply for. Sometimes there are non-Gambians who will want to come and serve in Gambia. As a country director, if my memory serves me well, you become the first Gambian to hold this important position as DHL country manager. What were the qualifications they were looking for at the time? DHL, I mean.
Thank you very much, Haji, for this important question. The answer to this question is this. During the interview, I went through so many rigorous processes before I actually landed on this job. Because I can remember the process went through almost 2 months.
Wow.
Right? Because this advert was not even conducted internally. It was advertised on social media.
Wow, so this was an external...
That's what I'm saying.
Wow.
So on LinkedIn to per se, that's where we got the information that DHL, they are looking for somebody, a Gambian for that matter, whom they believe will be able to handle this position for them. So I went through a rigorous and very strong interview process with the head of HR for Sub-Saharan Africa. And they have never seen me. And we conducted this interview and we were asking so many questions, right? And some of those questions were, they wanted to know how dedicated you are, how committed you are, and how willingly you are to go the extra mile in delivering service. Because courier service is all about the people. It's all about the people, It doesn't matter who you are. At the end of the day, what matters is how much smile can you put on the faces of your customers or your clients in the face. So I was able to explain a scenario wherein I was the country manager for a particular company. They call it Global Horizon. So the way I was able to step in for our customer to deliver his container, that was unprecedented as far as some or few Gambians may perceive that. So my ability to step in, the fact that my customer, my employees will not be able to deliver the package or the container on time, in timely manner, because my intervention served as a means to ensure that the container was delivered to the customer in a timely manner. So they were really happy that, oh, this guy is somebody who has demonstrated the can-do attitude, somebody who can demonstrate passion, and somebody who can demonstrate the speed. And DHL, we have what we call our DNA. Our DNA, part of the DNA is this. We have what we call can-do attitude, passion, speed, right first time. These are part of our DNA as far as DHL is concerned. Being an employee of DHL, you should be able to demonstrate passion for your job. You should be able to demonstrate the can-do attitude. And you should be able to demonstrate the speed of the deliver goods in a timely manner. And you should be able to demonstrate right first time approach in every aspect of your doing. So at the end of the day, I was given another schedule that I would have to meet the CEO, which is the Chief Executive Officer residing in South Africa.
That's for DHL.
In Sub-Saharan Africa. So they can now ascertain whether or not this guy is the right person for this job. So during the interview process, this CEO, he asked me critical questions which I was able to articulate in a very simple and clear manner. Because the truth of the matter is, it is not what you know in and of itself, but what are you doing with what you know, right? Yeah. So explaining that to somebody who has vast experience, in so many aspects of life, somebody who is well connected, well exposed, listen to you keenly, he was able to be convinced that, oh, this guy is the guy we're looking for. Oh. So the day he confirmed that, see, you know what, let's go for this young man. And that's how I got the job as a country manager for DHL in the Gambia.
You met some people at the DHL who were there for decades, working for the DHL. And in terms of the expertise is with them. Yeah. And you came in as a country director managing, the affairs of DHL in this country. What are your responsibilities as far as the country director position is concerned?
Thank you very much, Haji, for that important and critical question. DHL, being a country manager, simply means you are the champion. You are spearheading the affairs of the company. And you are at the helm of the affairs of the company. So being a country manager, number one, you need to work towards fundamental KPIs, which are your key performance indicators, because your performance will be measured based on your KPIs at the end of the day, right? Yeah. So as a country manager, you are expected to drive revenue as much as you can, right? And you should be able to mitigate costs for the company as much as you can. So as a country manager, DHL, we have 4 departments. The sales department, and you have the customer service department, and you have the operation department, and you have the management department. So you as a country manager, you should be able to liaise with your people, because we need to conspire positively with the customer service department, with the operation service department, and with the finance department, so that you can all be in the same boat in order to steer the affairs of the company. That is why on weekly basis we have what we call SMT meetings, which are normally conducted on Fridays. We call them senior management team, right? Yes. So basically when we are conducting this meeting, it's in terms of what have we achieved in the past week and what is the way forward. What are we planning in the next week? Because going forward, we need to connect the dots. Yeah. And to connect the dots, we need to reflect on the past. So my job as a country manager is to ensure that the company is compliant in terms of environmental aspects, legal aspects, and all those aspects are very important as far as data is concerned. And it's my responsibility to take care of my people. If you remember, if you think about the saying of Richard Branson, the CEO of Virgin Airlines, he made it very clear that take care of your employees and they will take care of your clients. Absolutely. That belief has always been part and parcel of me as far as I'm concerned. And look, DHL, we have what we call motivated people. We take care of our people because we believe that if we take care of our people, eventually they will take care of our customers, right? Yeah. And if you look at our SSA game plan, or SSA game plans, which is motivated people, great service quality, and loyal customers and profitable network. There's a reason why we are called employer of choice, why we are called provider of choice, and why we are called investment of choice. The reason why we are called employer of choice is simply because we have motivated people. We motivate our staff. We make them feel that they're important. We want them to realize that they should not only know how the story ends, but they should have a say in how the story ends. Absolutely. Right? So we empower them. We trust them. We don't believe in the command and control system of leadership. Yes. We believe that we are now in the 21st century, and we need to think, in line with the status quo of our environment, of our society. Absolutely. People need to be empowered. They need to be entrusted. This will not be controlled or commanded, because nowadays people want to be respected, they want to be empowered, and they want to be seen as part and parcel of the success of the company. So that's why we are called employer of choice. And the reason why we are called provider of choice is simply because our people, they provide great service quality to our customers. So if they provide great service quality to our customers, what will happen is this: we're going to have what we call profitable network. So if you have a profitable network, ultimately every investor would like to invest in your company. Yeah. So basically that's what we call provider of choice. We are called employer of choice, we are provider of choice, and we are investment of choice.
You visit the DHL headquarters on a daily basis. You realize that Gambians really work with the DHL, and in most of the diplomatic, people around, or diplomatic areas in this country, their delivery service comes through DHL. Basically, what do you do? What service do you do for the Gambians, particularly those that are loyal for you? What is the DHL contributing to the socio-economic development of this country?
Thank you very much, Haji Drame, for that magnificent question. As I said earlier on, DHL, we have our vision, we have our mission, and we have our core values, right? the vision of DHL is simply, DHL, we want to be the logistics service provider for the world, right? And our mission is excellence simply delivered. Our core values are respect and result, right? So fundamentally, you will now come to realize that why DHL is the most reliable logistics company in the world. Because DHL, we have invested a lot in processes and procedures wherein you can be able to, monitor your shipment at your fingertips. We have invested huge amount of money in terms of processes and procedures as to how you can monitor the movement of your package across the globe at your fingertips. That is why DHL, our speed is very, very important. Some of these diplomats, they don't care about the cost. They are not cost oriented, rather they are speed oriented. In other words, they want their packages or goods to be delivered in a timely manner. As a result, they understand deeply that DHL is not only is the most reliable company in the world in terms of providing service to people, but we are also one of the fastest company when it comes to delivering packages. So on that note, our customers believe that working with DHL, not only their package will arrive on timely manner, but their packages are secured and they are safe. So this is why DHL, a lot of people are coming to us because the trust is there, the reliability, the speed is available with us, right? So DHL, we have what we call the inbound and outbound shipment. What is an outbound shipment? An outbound shipment is simply whatever good you have in this country that you want to get to your destination across the globe. Within 3-4 days, we will assure you that your goods or packages will be delivered. And DHL will deliver almost all packages except certain items. For example, we don't transact golds or precious metals, right? We don't transact weapons of mass weapons or whatever kind. We don't transfer monies, right? What we transfer is basically, for example, in the government context, for example, clothes, right? Clothes, mobile phones, locally made food stuff. If they have the if they have the certificate that this food is safe to be consumed in any area of the world, we normally ship all those aspects, like IT items, right? Agricultural products, all those are allowed to be shipped in our network, right? And the outbound, the inbound is anything coming from across the globe to the Gambia. So we have a service we call e-commerce service. E-commerce service basically in terms of goods or products made in the Gambia, and you want them to be shipped to any part of the world. We have a rate called e-commerce customers. These customers, they enjoy huge amount of discount in terms of taking care of their shipments. For example, you are a tailor, right? And you have clients or customers across the globe that you want your goods to be delivered to them. You can come to DHL and have an account with us. Having an account will cost you a dime. All what you need to provide is this.
So DHL can give an account to
That's what I'm saying. All what you need is your business registration certificate, your TIN number, and a proof that you are working with a particular bank in the Gambia. Once those criteria are met, you are now qualified automatically to have an e-commerce account. Then we will now ask you, what's the volume you can give us on a monthly basis? For example, can you give us 4 or 5 shipments per week or per month? If you say, oh, good, then you're going to enjoy more discount. In other words, the more shipment you have with DHL, the more discount you will be given at the end of the day. So it's a very good platform where SMEs, small business enterprise, small medium enterprise business can come up and say, oh look, work with DHL and we will take care of your shipment for you across the globe at a very competitive price, at a very competitive rate across the globe. Right? That's what I'm saying. Another aspect is this. For example, if you have a mobile phone in America, a friend of yours send you a mobile phone and you want to receive this phone in the Gambia, all what you need, step in our office, come to our office and say, oh look, I have a particular package in America or in, let's say, for example, in America or Europe, wherever. All what we need is the address, the telephone number, the email address, the email, and the name of the person that we should go and pick the good from. So once we have those information, my brother, within 3-4 days, it will be coordinated accordingly, and you will have your goods delivered here in the Gambia.
And to yourself.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And we will call you that your goods are here, come and pick it up. And you're going to pay upfront. So you don't have to worry. All what we need is the address, the telephone number, the name of the person, wherever he's in the world. We will do our logistics, right? And make sure your goods are picked and delivered to you here in the Gambia.
I think that's a good service done to
a lot of people don't know about this in the Gambia.
I'm also knowing it for the first time.
That's what I'm saying.
That you have, you know,
that is why it is our duty to enlighten people about this service. This service is run by DHL. You know, we call what we call pickup service anywhere in the world, regardless of the volume. You know, just as I'm talking to you right now, we have somebody in the UK who wants to bring in the Gambia 130 kilos of shipment. Wow. And he just finalized with today that he really accepted our offer, and he's going to pay on account base because he has already as an account with us. So you don't have to pay upfront. Yeah. So we are picking up for him, and he's going to pay right away. And the good news about being an e-commerce service customer is this: you'll be accorded or you'll be granted, let's say, 1 month, 1 month grace period to settle your debt. You don't have to pay upfront. At some point, we can give you time, you know, 1 month to pay. Because the fact that you are working with us and you've been paying constantly, that trust has been built between us. So we can say, oh, look, this customer is a very good customer. He's been paying frequently. Now, you know what? Let's give him grace, 1 month grace of period to be able to settle his or her debt. Wow. Which is very, very favorable to our customers as well. Particularly those who are doing in the small businesses.
We are going for a quick break. When we return, the DHL country director is with us today, Seo Drame. So I guess we'll have more to talk about because they have also extended their tentacles across the country. So we want to know why they need now, whether DHL is making more money than we expected to do in a year. Join us after this break.
Plastic smiles here by fate no. Yata need no buga ma watch my Kennedy. Yeah. Fly with the gang, you need the taka. These niggas be hitting push up rakadabra. Bad boy dada, you know I'm the matter. Your nigga can feel it, Safoko Baka. Yeah. Ni rapper can feel it, Safoko Baka. I am the one, no other one matters. They know with the vibe, so pass us the locker. Ballin' my damn, ballin' you bound with them. Ballin' my damn.
Welcome back to the special interview. Before going to break, you know, we were on the services provided for, you know, your customers, and I'm very sure, or pretty sure, those watching will definitely know JFGL has something unique now for their customers. But we have also seen something different before your predecessors come in. We've seen you've done with a lot of work across countryside. You know, you have offices now in Basse, you know, Jara, Soma, Farafeni, and the others. Where do you see the need for that?
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Drame, for that question, right? As I said earlier on, my role as a country manager is to expand the business in country. And one of the ideas that came to mind is this. We need to have what we call IROs, which mean independent retail outlets across the country, particularly in the provinces. So some of them, they don't have to come all the way to Banjul to do a single shipment, right? Yeah. That is why these IROs, we call them IROs because they are independent retail outlets. They work with DHL on commission basis. Oh. Right? Yeah. For example, let's say every 100 shipment, they have 10%. Every single shipment, they have 10% of the money. Of the amount of the shipment. Right?
That is an empowerment, yeah.
Exactly. So it's a way of creating job for people, for young men who have. Let's say you can have your own office, and you can still work with DHL. For example, this guy in Basse, yes, he's doing for FX, foreign exchange, and he's also working with DHL. Every shipment collected on behalf of DHL, he will receive his commission at the end of the day. We have IROs in let's say, we have agent in Basse, yes, we have in Soma, we have in Bansang, You know, we have in Brikama, we have in Sukuta, we have in Manjai, you know, we have in Serekunda here.
And recently I've seen your boss on many these foreign exchange bureaus.
We have more than 10 agents working for DHL in the Gambia, and they are working on a commission basis. So what we do is this: we will look at your place or your office, and how visible you are to the people. If we believe that this particular office has a potential to attract their customers, and we're gonna sign a contract with you, and eventually you're gonna work with us. So I understand that DHL, if we have an office in Basse, not only will it using the burden of so many people, but also we are going to have a footprint in Basse as far as DHL is concerned. So working for DHL, having an agent in DHL is indeed something great for us. It's a way to expand our business. It's a way to expand our business to an extent that, you know, we're going to have more customers, and we're going to make life easier for our customers as well. They don't have to come all the way from Bansang or Basse or Farafenni, whatever. If we have our agents there, we can just call them, drop their packages there. Within 24 hours, their packages will get here in Combo, and we join it to the network, and we go to their respective destinations. So that's what we've been working on for the past few months. And now my target now is this year to have another at least 5 IROs, which are independent retail outlets in country. How do you
monitor these IROs?
Good. We have somebody called Retail Executive Officer, RSE, Retail Sales Executive Officer. Right? He's the one in charge of all the IROs. He takes into account their contracts, and he normally visit them. And when we have, let's say, increment of price, normally inform them, and he ensure that they are compliant. They are compliant as per DHL policy. Now they have to do the transaction as per our company's policy. So this boy or this employee, he is the one in charge. We call it Retail Sales Executive. So his job is to monitor all the IROs in country, and if you want to work with DHL, you have to contact him, and he will give you all the guidelines, all the procedures as to how you can be qualified to have a contract with DHL. And he'll be paying you whenever there's payment. He will follow to finance, and finance will pay you accordingly.
It seems like DHL has made a lot of money since you came, isn't it?
Yes, we are trying, and as you know, DHL in 2020, if you look at 2020, our revenue was very, very good because of the outbreak of the pandemic. All the other small courier express service providers, they were not operating. So this tells you how big DHL is. Despite the fact that, you know, the pandemic was ongoing, we were still operating. So by then, they were closed, they were entirely closed. So a lot of people came to us in 2020, and our revenue was growing at an exponential rate. But if you look at the pandemic is now on the verge of let's say disappearing. People are now going back to those small service providers. However, people who understand that, you know, in terms of speed and also our security wise, you know, they're still working with us, though we have dropped a little bit, but we still hope that if we have the fish commerce, which I'm working on right now, and also DG approval. Fish commerce simply means those who want to be shipping dry fish to any part of the world. It has procedures, and it has ways and we have processes which we are trying to educate our employees on. So once they understand that it will be implemented in country, we're now going to start using dry fish shipment across the globe. So with the dry fish shipment in town or in country, we believe it will boost our revenue, and it's going to make our business grow faster as expected. And also the DG shipment, which is dangerous goods. Dangerous goods are, for example, mobile phones. In the Gambia, we have a lot of customers asking, when are you going to approve, let's say, mobile phone shipments or laptops in a huge amount? Because right now at DHL, we only allow 4 mobile phones to be shipped from across the globe. Because why? We are not yet approved, you know, to do the DG shipments. But hopefully in Q2, which is around March, April, May, it will be approved in country. And once we have it in country, you will see that our revenue will grow as usual.
Well, you talked about the education of your customers. That is very important because not all customers understand the procedures if you want to do shipments. But also there are businessmen in the Gambia who could be potential partners as far as your growth is concerned. So do you have those in the Gambia? Like for instance, big businessmen that you are dealing with directly?
Yes, a lot of big companies are working with us in the Gambia. And most of them are very happy with our service. And some of them, they have even their own company. We call them this JP. Because this JP, sometimes you go to Facebook, collect people's clothes here and there. Say, oh, somebody go to America here and there. But at some point, those who are they really know how the world operates. They don't go into that kind of risk. Because if you give your stuff to a JP guy, let's assume that the goods got lost. So where can you claim it and what can you do about it? What contract, on what basis can you claim that?
Yeah.
So working with DHL, you are safe. So most of them now, they are now realizing the risk in working with those small JP. They are now working with DHL because they know that their goods will be delivered in a safely manner. So Gambia here, we have so many big businessmen working with us, and some of them even have their account with us. Like these big banks you see in this country, most of them have account with us. You know, most of these financial services, pharmaceutical industry, these are hospitals. Most of them have account with us, and even government departments. Most of them, for example, the Minister of Finance, they have account with us. Most of their shipments, particularly when it's urgent, they contact DHL for their shipments. These gun posts you are seeing, most of them are working with us. We're taking care of their shipments, both inbound and outbound shipments.
What is your target as far as your leadership at the DHL Gambia is concerned for the next 3 years?
Yeah, basically, I'm really happy about this question, Haji. As I said earlier on, leaders, it is part of our duties and responsibility to highlight the achievements made by our employees. However, it is also important to pinpoint the weaknesses, areas of improvement of our people so that they can grow. Because that's why it's important to have a feedback, particularly when it's developmental feedback. Developmental feedback simply tells you, oh look, you are doing this in this way, but you could do it better that way. So my leadership style is this. I want my people to be empowered, number one. I want to believe that as a mature person, you should have your JD, which is your job description, at your fingertips. You should know why we employ you as an employee of DHL.
Yes.
What are the expectations? So we don't need to be standing at your shoulder every time, say, oh, Mr. X, do this, don't do this. We don't want that. We want to empower you, give you that latitude, create that conducive environment for you so that you can feel that you're important, you can feel that you are contributing immensely to the success of DHL. So my number one focus is my people, and number two is to grow the business as much as I can and to mitigate any unnecessary cost for the company.
Your experience in the job, and you also speak 3 different languages. As a young man, you are good with Arabic, you memorize the Quran. French is something that you can't, nobody can ask for you about. English is the same thing. How is that helping you to grow outside the Gambia?
And thank you very much, Haji, for this important question. With academics, we have what we call growth mindset. Haji, if you have a growth mindset, perception or belief, you will understand that you will never reach the pinnacle of your capability. That is why you constantly pursue a better you every day. Because it is not a distance, it's a journey. And the journey is without limit.
Yeah.
Right? That is why if you have a good mindset, you will believe that you have to improve yourself, develop yourself on a daily basis. For me, if there is any gift that I genuinely and honestly believe that God has given me, is this: my ability to speak different languages in a very short period of time. I speak 10 languages, you know that, right?
Yes, sir.
Not only English, French, and Arabic.
Yes.
I speak other local language, 7 local languages, because I believe that I have to be constantly improving myself. That's where growth mindset comes from. So having that mindset, that belief, has always taken me or thrown me to the higher orbit in terms of how I do my things in country and also out of country. So that growth mindset has helped me a lot. And I believe that young men and women out there should start to inculcate those skills or those methodologies in their life. They want to excel in life. Because life is designed in such a way that life will never give you what you want, but life will give you what you deserve, which means you have to work for it.
Well, that's what I said when we are here today. We still, you know, this is not going to be the last interview with Mr. Sew, because he has also been in politics. So these are, you know, a topic of his own. And, you know, he did political science at the University of the Gambia, meaning that there are a lot of things that he can share with younger generation. But like I said, you've heard from him, you know, he has worked a lot to be where he is today. And the Gambia is proud of having a very young man at this age to be a country director of a respectable organization known worldwide. So thank you very much for watching, and keep watching THD TV. Next week we'll be here with another Gambian. It could be you watching. Until then, have a nice day.